Who are you bringing to our Heart Smart Nutrition Blockbuster Workshop event? Hi, this is Dr. Dave Yachter, the chiropractor. And in today's episode, you will discover the three biggest factors that accelerate heart disease. We're going to discuss what to do to avoid these mistakes. And these items that we're going to talk about are the things that many of you are likely doing because of the information you've received from family, friends, and even family physicians. Unfortunately, they're all causative factors for promoting heart disease as well as myocardial infarction. So this is really important that we give this attention because every 37 seconds, as you may know, a life is lost to cardiovascular disease. So for most of you watching this, it's 1 out of every 2 people you know, including you and including I. So here are the 3 biggest factors that accelerate heart disease. Number 1, taking cholesterol medications. I'm going to say that again. Taking cholesterol medications. How does that accelerate heart disease and other disease? Let's talk about that. In the American Journal of Cardiology, there was a study that was published that the headline read, the title of the research study read, statin medications increase risk of death. Okay, again, this was published in the American Journal of Cardiology, a medical journal. Researchers followed nearly 300 adults diagnosed with heart failure for an average of 3 years, and in some cases, even up to 11 years. And what they found was those who were taking statin drugs, cholesterol medications, and had the lowest LDL levels were found to have the highest rates of mortality. Conversely, people with the higher levels of cholesterol had a lower risk of death. That's interesting and completely opposite, maybe, of what you've been told. Other problems cholesterol medications have been shown to cause would be, number 1, depleting your body of something called CoQ10, which, as you know, doctors who have patients on cholesterol medication usually do give a recommendation to take a CoQ10 supplement because cholesterol medications, is a known fact, strip the CoQ10 out of the cells, which is a necessary molecule and inside the cell, inside something called the mitochondria, which is the powerhouse of the cell, where all the energy comes from. So it's critical in terms of energy production for the muscles of the heart. And this, again, foundationally is one of the ways that cholesterol medication actually causes heart problems. Another way that cholesterol meds cause heart problems is it's been shown to inhibit the production of vitamin K2. Many of you know that K2 is necessary in many cases to help with the absorption of vitamin D. And low vitamin D has been shown to be a cause for heart disease. And the vitamin K2 is actually what protects your arteries from calcification. So it would seem that if you're taking cholesterol medication to prevent a heart problem, it can actually be causing one by the very nature of it, inhibiting the production of vitamin K2. Cholesterol meds have also demonstrated to be a causative factor for cancer. Research shows that long-term statin use, 10 years or longer, more than doubles a woman's risk of breast cancer. Also, diabetes becomes a risk factor when you're on cholesterol medication. Recent studies show that statins triple your risk of type 2 diabetes when taking those medications for more than 2 years. I hope you're listening. I hope this is prompting your interest on some level, especially if you're taking cholesterol medications or somebody you know, love, and care about, because there is a better way. Okay, so the first causative factor to accelerate heart disease, we said, is taking cholesterol medications. The second is having too much sugar in your diet. Why? Because coronary artery disease has more to do with not the cholesterol and how high it is, but really how the cholesterol is oxidized. And when I say oxidized, it's almost like when you cut an apple and you leave it on the table and it becomes exposed to oxygen. That same type of rusting process goes on inside the arteries. And it's not because of the cholesterol, it's because when you have too much sugar, That's the element that actually oxidizes the cholesterol. It attaches itself to the LDL, the bad cholesterol, and causes inflammation. And that inflammation in the lining of your blood vessels and your arteries, for example, increases your risk of heart disease. So again, it's not the cholesterol, it's what oxidizes the cholesterol, and that comes down to sugar. So that's something that we discuss in the workshop, and what to do to reduce the amount of sugar and the carbohydrates, simple sugars, the complex carbohydrates. These are all things we're going to cover in the workshop. The third thing that accelerates heart disease is low-fat diets. We've been told for years you need to have a low-fat diet to be healthy, and nothing could be further from the truth. A prominent medical physician was quoted as saying, "The injury and inflammation to our cells and blood vessels is caused by the high-carb, low-fat diet recommended for years by mainstream medicine." So you need fats. You should know this at this point. Not all fat is bad fat. There are healthy fats, which you and I know are necessary for cellular repair and regeneration, such as monounsaturated fats, extra virgin olive oil, almonds, avocados, and things like that. We'll cover more of that in the workshop, but this is something that has to be focused on basically with every meal. And one of the things I love about the workshop is we just lay that out so you can see here's some great recommendations for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, so you know not just what not to do, but what to do instead. And also, same can be said for saturated fat. You know, a lot of people don't know this, but saturated fat is actually the preferred fuel for the heart. So, you know, when you have been told to lay off the bacon and eggs and the steak and the red meat, well, you may be depriving your heart of the necessary fuels and fats that it needs to be healthy. So I invite you to come and examine this and learn more. So again, you know what your options are to not only reduce your risk of heart disease, but make sure that you're discovering the hidden, insidious thieves of health that may lie in your pantry and your medicine chest. You have no idea until you learn exactly what they are, where they are, and what to do to remove them, and anything else that stands between you and your future health. So you can get all the answers to this, as well as how to reduce your risk of heart disease by 90%, get better control of your blood pressure and your cholesterol, reverse type 2 diabetes, and learn all about the most powerful heart healthy foods and nutrients and supplements. You'll learn all this and a whole lot more at our Heart Smart Nutrition Workshop. It's coming up Monday, September 13th at 6 o'clock. So please make sure you get registered. Tickets are free from Eventbrite, so click the registration link below if it's found in the description box, or call our office on the banner there that's below the screen, or just get up out of your seat and walk up to the front desk and make sure that you're registered for yourself, your family members, friends, loved ones. As I said before, I cannot underscore enough of how much of a life-changing, life-saving event this is going to be. You do not want to miss this, especially if you're a patient under my care and you're on any medications for a heart condition or any other health complications. You especially really need to be here. So please make sure you get registered now. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love and appreciate you. God bless.